We have this reclining chair. I literally sat in the chair. I sat down in the chair so fast and I reclined that chair so fast. I was like, yeah, this is it. I'm home now. It's time to relax.
Hold me close till I get up. Time is barely on our side. I don't wanna waste what's left. The storms we chase are leading us, and love is all we'll ever trust. Yeah, no, I don't wanna waste what's left. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun rays. And on.
Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. My name is Tevonie for those of you that do not know. And if you're new, go ahead and like, comment, and hit that subscribe button. And today we are back with part 2 of my breast reduction. Today we're going to talk about the actual procedure, and then we're going to go over how I'm feeling and the results, and then we'll talk about some other stuff as well, because I'm going to get into the nitty-gritty of it that I've seen or haven't seen a lot of people talk about, because I watched multiple videos before I actually got my procedure as well. But without further ado, let's get right into the video. After I checked into the hospital, I was probably there for about 45 minutes before I got called back to go into the pre-op area, where I met with the RN. We went over my history, or my medical history, and I changed into my hospital gown and my compression socks, and they give you these wipes that you're supposed to use to wipe yourself down. So you wipe from your neck down but exclude your private parts. I ended up having a reaction to the wipes on my legs. It could be because I shaved that morning before I went into surgery, but I also shaved my underarms and my stomach, and I didn't break out. But as soon as I wiped my legs, they were like burning, like fire. Like, whoo, let me fan my legs. Hopefully it'll help it. Also, like, started getting like these red hives all over my legs too. So we had to, well, that was after I had got dressed in the gown and the compression socks. I had to take the compression socks off, and I had to wipe my legs down with these warm and hot towels that the RN that she was giving me. And while I was doing that, I met with the anesthesiologist. Basically, he came in, told me that I was going to be receiving general anesthesia. We talked about the risk, which is nausea, tiredness, and potentially diarrhea, constipation. We went over that, and then I had to sign some forms saying that I acknowledge this is what's going on. I acknowledge that this could be the potential outcome or the risk factors of this and that. But after that, we also talked about like pushing some other stuff through my IV. We pushed some pain meds and some, I forgot what it's called, but it's this medicine that's supposed to make you relax right before you actually have to go into surgery. But then the ER nurse came in. She went over my medical history again. She left, and then the actual doctor or the plastic surgeon came in, and we did the skin grafting and the lines and all that, the potential nipple placement. She left, the ER nurse came back in, and then things got rolling, guys. I literally don't really remember too much. Like, if you've ever watched a show, you know, like Grey's Anatomy or ER or I don't know, whatever hospital show there is to watch, whenever they perform surgery, they do a little countdown in the ER room. I don't think, well, I'm not gonna say I don't think, because I don't know, because I don't remember, but I didn't do that. I literally don't remember anything past me being wheeled out of my pre-op room. So once I left those doors, it's a blur. Literally, I don't remember anything until I woke up, and I just remember somebody tapping me and telling me to wake up. So I woke up, and all of a sudden I was just in pain. And it wasn't like extreme pain. I'm gonna say my pain level was probably like a 7 or an 8, but I was in pain, and it was like a burning sensation around my nipple area, which is where I was feeling it at. I don't remember anything else too much before that. After I woke up, I probably, I'm gonna say it took about 10 minutes for me to like actually like get up. But then the nurse, I had 2 different nurses. I don't remember their names. I know one had blonde hair and one had brown hair. But the one with the blonde hair was like, we're gonna try to get you to eat. We're gonna try to get you to drink. And she's like, how are you feeling? How are you feeling? How are you feeling? She kept asking me that question. I'm like, I'm thinking I'm responding to her, but the way it was, my mouth was moving, but no sound was coming out. So I was like, I'm okay. And then eventually I was like, water. I finally got it out. Like, I need water. I was really, really dehydrated. I didn't expect to be so dehydrated, but because, well, you know, they tell you you're not supposed to eat or drink anything past 12, but the morning that you actually get there, they have you take all these different pills and stuff, so you have a little bit of water. I didn't expect my throat to be as dry as it was, but I was like, water, I need water. And eventually she understood me and she gave me some water, and I was like, I need more water. Bring it on, because that's not enough water. I need water. After my second cup of water, she's like, okay, you have to slow down. I was like, slow down? Slow down drinking my water. I need my water. I can't even talk right without it. I need the water. She's like, you're probably really lightheaded and you're probably really nauseous. I was like, no, I'm not lightheaded. I'm not nauseous. My throat is just really, really dry. And then I was like, and I need some Vaseline or something because my lips is really dry. So they had, I don't know where she got it from, but she gave me a brand new Chap Ice. And I finally put it on, and she was like, oh, you're up and you're moving around a little bit. I was like, oh, God. Then they asked me about my pain level again. And I don't know what they pushed through the IV, but next thing I knew, I was asleep again. And then I was woken up again because they had the oxygen mask connected to me, the one that goes in your nose. And, you know, if your throat is dry and you're breathing in air, it's just, like, worse. Makes it drier back there, if you know what I mean. And I, like, just remember waking up and pulling it down because it's like, oh, Jesus, take it out. I took it out, and then I went back to sleep, and I remember waking up, and it was back in my nose again. And I'm like, oh, my God. So I took it out of my nose again. And then probably, like, 2 minutes later, the nurse put it back in my nose. She was like, your oxygen levels are dropping. I was like, it's too much. That's all I remember saying, like, I can't. It's too much. She was like, I'll turn it down. I was like, okay, turn it down fast. Please, hurry. They turned it down. And then I tried to take it out of my nose again, and she put it right back in my nose. I was like, sweet Lord Jesus. She's like, do you want to try to eat now? I was like, yeah, sure. She's like, you're probably hungry because you haven't ate since 12 o'clock. I was like, you're right. I am a little hungry, but I'm not like hungry. I'm like more sleepy than hungry. She's like, well, we got to get you up and we got to get you moving around. So I was like, okay. She gave me some pudding. I probably ate like 2 spoonfuls of pudding, and I was like, that's enough of that. That is enough of that. She's like, did you want some more water now? Do you want some ginger ale? I was like, I'll try the ginger ale. That was a bad decision or a mistake to do because, oh my God, I choked. I literally choked. I was like, but I think it's because I wasn't prepared because my throat and stuff was like really, really dry. I wasn't ready to have that ginger ale yet. But then she was like, okay, we're gonna have you sit here for a second. And I remember the nurse calling my mom, And then I went back to sleep. And then I woke up and she was like, okay, we're gonna try to get you in the reclining chairs. I don't know how long or how much time passed before that. Like I said, everything was a blur. I was doped up, y'all. I was out of it. But she was like, we're gonna wheel you to the bathroom. You're gonna put on your clothes, and then we'll have you sit in the reclining chair, and you're supposed to be in the reclining chair for 45 minutes before you're actually discharged. I'm like, okay. She was like, they asked me again, are you feeling nauseous or are you feeling lightheaded? At the time I was laying down, so I was like, no, I'm not feeling nothing. I feel fine. I'm fine. As soon as we got to the bathroom, I got out of the bed and I almost literally fainted. I was so lightheaded, I literally almost fell back, and I would have probably fell if the nurse wasn't there to like catch me. And she was like, okay, we're gonna walk you to the bathroom slowly. She's like, I need you to try to use the bathroom. So I used the bathroom, and then they had this chair inside of the bathroom that they had put the blanket that I was covered up with on. I sat on that chair as soon as I got off the toilet, and I put my head back like, oh, Jesus. Trying to breathe, you know, because like I was just really, really lightheaded and nauseous. They put these I don't know what it's called, but these patches behind your ear that's supposed to prevent nausea, but that did not work at all. It did not work. I was like, oh God, please don't throw up. I was like, oh, I'm just so tired. She came in and she's like, okay, let's try to get you dressed. So I'm trying to like unhook my gown, and I don't know why I didn't register the fact that I got surgery, because I knew I got surgery, but I just lifted my arms and I was like, oh Jesus. Whew, you know, like, oh Jesus, that was painful. I was like, oh my goodness. She was like, no, I'm gonna help you, we're gonna do it together, because you can't get yourself dressed, we're gonna do it together. I was like, oh my God. And she was like, I'm gonna look at your scars. So she looks in the surgical bra at my scars to see, you know, everything that's going on. She's like, it's looking really, really good. And I'm like, oh my God, it's not feeling good. It's not feeling good at all. But eventually she helps me put on my shoes and my little pajama set that I wore to the hospital. And then she was like, okay, we're gonna see if you can get up and walk to the reclining chair. I was like, I'm not going to be able to make it to the reclining chair. She's like, give me 1 second. I'm going to go ahead and have the chair wheeled over to the bathroom. I had to probably walk maybe 3 or 5 steps, but I have never felt so woozy and so lightheaded and so out of it. And once I finally got in the chair, I just like plopped down, like, and then that like caused my breast to like bounce, and that hurt. That hurt. And then they wheeled me over to this, I don't want to say, it wasn't really a room, but this area. And at first she was like, we're gonna try to have you sit up for a little bit. I was like, I can't sit up. Like, I literally feel like my head, I can't. So she was like, okay, I'm gonna go ahead and recline you. Did you need some more of your drink? You want some more of your ginger ale? You want some water? I was like, some water. I need more water. So she goes, she leaves, and she comes back with another cup of water with a straw, and she's trying to like feed me through the straw. And I don't know, again, I don't know why I didn't think I didn't have surgery, y'all, but I was like, I got it. And like that little movement of lifting my arm caused me a lot of pain too. And then she was like, you'll be in the chair for about 45 minutes, and then we'll call the person that's gonna pick you up, which was my mom, and tell them that you're ready to be discharged. I was like, honey, where is my phone? I will call her myself. And so I'm like in the middle of trying to call my mom, and for some reason, she was not answering. So I'm in pain, I'm all crying, I'm in tears, I'm calling everybody like, can you call my mom and tell her I'm ready to leave? And everybody's like, yeah, I'm gonna call your mom, I'm gonna call your mom. I called my grandma, my grandma's like, she didn't answer. She didn't answer, we're gonna keep trying to call her. I was like, okay, I got all the nurses calling her and everything, and she just was not picking up the phone. I was like, what is going on? Like, dang, pick up the phone. But eventually she did pick up my sister's call, and my sister told me that she said she was on her way. and then I called her myself to make sure she was on the way. And then she had to come back there, sign some papers to get me discharged. I had to get up and get in a wheelchair, and then they rode me outside to the car, and then that was the end of the procedure and the end of the hospital stay. So when I got in my mom's car, I had to like recline the seat all the way back because I was like really, really nauseous. So they give you a barf bag too. And she had gave me some peppermint essential oil, and she sprayed some on a napkin, but she gave me the whole bottle too, and she was like, just keep smelling this, it's gonna take away the nauseous feeling. I didn't know that, but it actually really works, you guys. It really, really does work. So I was just, the whole ride home when I was reclining in that seat, I was just sniffing that peppermint, trying to make my nauseous feeling go away, or my nausea go away. But that is the actual procedure itself. And now we are going to talk about what a lot of people don't talk about, which is those other risks and those side effects that actually come along with, you know, getting the surgery itself. But because a lot of people did not cover this, and I'm going to be honest with y'all, I'm going dead. So if you don't like it, and if you don't want to hear about it, maybe you should stop this video right here, right now, just to let you know. Alrighty, now to get down to the nitty gritty part. Okay, so they have you take oxys, antibiotics, I forgot what they're called, diazepam, which are the muscle relaxers, Tylenol, and I'm forgetting one, but something else, but I didn't end up taking those pills actually because I didn't need them. I barely took any of the diazepams, and I probably took like 2, maybe 3 oxys for the first few days. My pain level after a while, it actually got tolerable, so I didn't need to take all of that. I was mainly just sticking to my antibiotics and my Tylenol. But all that stuff that I was pumping in my body was not trying to come out, if you know what I mean. I was not pooping at all. And with the instructions that they send you home with, it says that you cannot eat any of food or any of that, well, not food, but you know, regular food. You can't eat any regular food until after you've taken a poop. You know, you passed the vow. For the life of me, I could not poop. Nothing was coming out at all. So the first day I got home, I probably ate 1 pudding and 1 Jello. The next day I ate a pudding, a Jello, and a yogurt. And then after that I was like rotating between those 3 for the next few days. And I was like, dang, like I'm hungry. This ain't feeding me. I'm hungry. I gotta eat. I'm talking about I can't eat until I poop. I need to poop. And I feel like I ain't pooping because I ain't eating. So I was like, I'm gonna try it. I'm gonna try me a little bit of spaghetti and some bread. And hopefully I'm gonna poop. That did not work. I was okay, I'm gonna try some crackers. And hopefully I'm gonna poop. That did not work either. It literally got to the point where my stomach, it wasn't like hurting. It felt like cramps or small cramps, but I just could not poop. So I had called the nurse. I was like, yo, like, I can't poop. What is going on? What am I supposed to take? I thought you guys prescribed something for me to poop. And she was like, no, we didn't prescribe anything. That was something for you to go and get. Like, on the list I told you this is what we prescribe you, and this is what I told you had to get. And I was like, maybe I just like mixed it up because I swear I had a prescription for constipation, but I guess not. So she told me to go get some Pepsi Colon or some magnesium, and we couldn't find the Pepsi Colon pills or vitamins, whatever they're called. So we ended up grabbing some magnesium. So my mom came home. I took one of those pills, and I still didn't poop. The next day I took another pill and I finally pooped. So in total, it took me 5 days, well technically 4 days after my surgery, but 5 days, a whole week to take a poop. And even then I was really, really constipated and it took forever and it was painful. That was like one of the downsides to the breast reduction. The other one was a yeast infection, because you know, antibiotics can cause yeast infections, and that is exactly what happened to me. Okay, I don't know if you've ever had a yeast infection, but it is highly uncomfortable. Not only does it, you know, itch in your private area, but it can burn. It can change the color of your discharge, and it may potentially cause an odor. It didn't really cause an odor for me. It didn't really itch too bad. It just changed up my discharge, which is how I ended up noticing it in the first place. And I thought, I was like, oh my God, what is wrong with me? Oh God. I was talking to my mom and she was like, it's common with the antibiotics. And I'm like, oh my God, I need to call the nurse. I'm calling the nurse's hotline because this is not right. And she's like, yeah, it's pretty common. What are you taking? I told her what I was taking. And she was like, well, how many more days do you have to take your antibiotics for? And I was like, 6, maybe 7 days. I'm not too sure. And she was like, can you wait about 4 days to go and get the yeast infection stuff from the store? For the life of me, I can't remember what it is called right now. I know it starts with the M. I don't remember. But she's like, just wait to go and get that from the store, because if I start it too early, it can cure the yeast infection, but then it can also just come right back. So she's like, wait until you have a day or 2 left of your antibiotics to actually treat your yeast infection. So you got to kind of like suck it up. And I was like, oh, Jesus. And at first I was like, okay, yeah, I'll suck it up, because I didn't have any other symptoms besides like the discharge change. 2 or 3 days pass maybe, and I start, you know, itching down there, and I'm like, oh my God, this ain't it. This is not it. And I was like, I'm gonna go to the doctor, to the emergency room, because I don't like this. This ain't right. And I was like, no, you already know what it is. I'm like, I know, but ugh. And then if you let it get too bad, well, if you're a female, you already know. I'm not gonna go into too many details about that, but you know, if you let it get too bad, you let it get too bad, which is practically what I had to do. So it's actually been like a week and a half. I finished my antibiotics today and I couldn't do anything about it until yesterday. So finally, it's starting to feel a little bit of relief and it's starting to, you know, get better. But I had to sit there and suffer through it because of the antibiotics that I had to take. And it was basically like pain here or infection there. So I was like, I'll suffer through the pain here for now. But that's one of the things that I didn't hear a lot of people talk about. I don't know if it didn't happen or they just didn't want to talk about it, but you know, like I said, I want to get down to the nitty-gritty of the stuff. So there was that. Other than that, I was just feeling really nauseous and lightheaded, and I mainly slept. So the recliner chair that we have upstairs is what I was actually sleeping in, because I didn't want to sleep in my bed because I have to like push up to get out of my bed. And the reclining chair, all I had to do was just lean up. So I didn't end up using my pregnancy pillow that I brought until like a few days ago. But I literally slept with like 2 of my pillows. I put one pillow on the little armrest. Well, it started off on the armrest, but always, no matter what, one ended up underneath my breast and one ended up underneath my head, and I reclined back on the chair. and the pain that I was feeling from sleeping in the chair was what I think causing me to be more faintish and lightheaded, because I was getting a tension headache, and I don't know if you know what those are, but those are the headaches that you receive, and it's just like pulsing just from here up, and it's like pulsing. Like, I probably had a tension headache for the first 4 days straight. And I blame the way I was sleeping, but I also blame the surgical bra that I was in too, because everything is like compact and like pushed up, you know, and I'm used to like it being on my neck and on my back and on my shoulders, but with my breast being so big, it was, even if it was like pushed up, it wasn't like shoot up, you know, like it was my breasts, they were there, they were never like squeezed to me, you know, no matter what. But I think that's what caused it. But eventually it did relieve. But no matter how many Tylenols or pills I took or whatever, like it did not go away until I actually started putting an ice pack on the sides, right here, one right here, one right here. And then I took a towel and I like wet it with some ice cold water, and I placed it over my forehead, and eventually I would move it down to over my eyes. But that is what cured that headache, because sister girl, let me tell you, sister was struggling. Sis was struggling. I was not feeling it at all. Literally, my head was consistently pounding all day. Like, unless I was sleeping, I was feeling that pulsing feeling. Eventually I did move to the couch instead of having to come downstairs, because my room is downstairs. And I did eventually start using my pregnancy pillow, but I don't really know if I like sleeping with that too much. I feel like I'm so used to sleeping on my side, and even when I was like laying in the chair, I was able to at least lay my head to the side and my body would be straight. But with the pregnancy pillow and the other pillows, I had my pregnancy pillow and I had one of my pillows, and then I was laying on that pillow. It was like preventing me from being comfortable. So my sleeping pattern was like all over the place. Like I would probably be asleep for an hour before I wake up because I'm just so uncomfortable, and then I'm asleep again for another hour once I find a semi-comfortable position, and then I'm like up again because I'm uncomfortable, because I'm like used to sleeping on my side, and I couldn't sleep on my side. I had to like sleep flat on my back. And I don't know if you guys paid too much attention in the last video, but that is exactly what I said. Like I did not sleep on my back unless I was like elevated, and even then I didn't like sleeping like that because my breasts always pushed up on my neck and I felt like I was suffocating. So I was highly uncomfortable to just sleep on my back. I still semi-sleep on my side on my back. Like, it's like a little bit like this that I sleep. I sleep on this side because on this side it's highly uncomfortable. But I still semi-sleep on my back still. But you're not supposed to sleep on your side until the 3rd week. So hopefully I didn't cause no damage. Hopefully. Showering. That is, whew. It's easier to shower now that I'm not as lightheaded and sore as I previously was. But the first time I took a shower, I think it was like the 4th day. They're gonna tell you after you have surgery, I don't know if it's just me or if it was like that with everybody, but they're gonna be like, you can move, you could walk a mile, you could walk around, you're not gonna feel down for too long. That is a lie, or it was, at least for me, because after I got out of my surgery, I told you guys I was extremely lightheaded and I had that pulsing headache, like couldn't even stand up maybe past 2 minutes without feeling faint. So I was like constantly up and down, and then having to sit right back down because I was like feeling really, really faint. I was barely making it to the bathroom. And the bathroom was like right next to the living room. for me to go and use the bathroom and do the do without having to hold on to the door or the counter or the wall, just to make sure I didn't like fall because of how lightheaded and nauseous I was feeling. So the first time I got in the shower, we have this folding chair. I had put the folding chair in the shower because I just couldn't take it anymore. Like, I don't know if you guys ever had surgery, but it just smells like, the only way I could describe it is like the hospital. Like, you smell it when you're in the hospital. Like, if you've ever been to like the ICU, you could just smell it. It just smells sick. That's what I smelled like. I did not like that smell. That and musk, because, you know, I couldn't put on any lotion or deodorant or anything for that first day that I got my surgery. So I was just like, I can't do it anymore. My mom was like, well, don't push yourself. I was like, I can't do it anymore. I got to go get in the shower. So I, on the third day after my surgery, I did actually try to get in the shower, and I literally, as soon as I took off the little surgical bra that they give you, which I'll show you guys in a little bit, I stood up, I sat down when I took it off, I stood up, and I had to hold onto the wall because I felt really, really faint. My mom was like, well, go sit down for a second. So I went and sat down in my brother's room in this little black chair, and I held my breast just because, you know, I took my bra off. And I was like, okay, get myself together, trying to take deep breaths so I can go like stand up and get in the shower. After like 5 minutes, I got up and I still felt like really, really lightheaded and faint. So my mom was like, nope, come on, let's put the bra on and you'll try it again later. So that's what we did. The next day I was like, forget this, man, I'm getting in the shower one way or the other. So I told you guys, I took the folding chair, I put it in the shower, I sat down, and even that, like, it helped, but it didn't help because I was still lightheaded. So I was like, still like, whoo, really, really woozy in the shower and holding on to the shower wall. But the loofah that I showed you guys in the last video, the pink one, the long one with the handle, is the one that I used. And I literally was like washing my feet, wash right here, washing my back, and then I stood up to, you know, wash, you know, everything else. And then you're not allowed to let the water like beat against your breast, so I like wet my handheld loofah thing, and I would like run it around the water and be like over my chest with the soap running down to at least semi-rinse wash my chest. But yeah, but now I can stand up in the shower. It's not too hard. It's just the first shower was like the struggle for me. After, it was like maybe the 5th day, it's either the 5th or the 6th day, that I actually started to feel a little bit better. Like, I wasn't lightheaded all the time. Like, I could stand up and I wouldn't get lightheaded for a few minutes, and then I'd have to go sit down. On Monday, when I actually had my pre-op appointment, is when I was actually able to just get up and move around and stand up and all that by myself. I was on a mission, y'all. I drove myself to the hospital and everything. When I first got into the car, I was driving holding my hand on the bottom of the wheel, but it was like straining to turn, and my turns were a little too wide, so I just eventually put them, you know, on the 10 to 3 where it's supposed to be. And every time I lifted my arm, or like this arm, to turn the wheel, excuse me, I felt like a tug. But eventually I got used to it, and then every little bump I was going over, I was like, ooh, ooh, ooh. But eventually I got used to it. But now we're gonna go ahead and talk about this pre-op or post-op, actually not pre-op, post-op appointment. So my first appointment, like I said, was on Monday. I get to the hospital. I thought it was gonna be longer. It was kind of a short appointment. So you have this tape that they place around your boobs to hold the thread for the stitches. So literally all she did was have me take off my bra. She looked at my boobs and was like, okay, they look symmetrical. There looks like a little bit, like your right boob looks to have a little more swelling than your left boob, but they look symmetrical and about the same size. You don't have any bruising, which was good, which means those arnica pills do work, guys. But she's like, you don't have any bruising. She went ahead and took off all that excess tape and then cut all of the excess string. And then we tried on the bras that they have you buy, which are the transition bras, which I am going to actually show you guys now. But to start off, I'm going to start off with the post-op bra, or the surgery bra. This is what it looks like. So it like snaps, or not snaps, but latches on in the front. And then it has these Velcro straps. And it's kind of like thick and long. It's really supportive. All in all, I really do think that I like this bra. I sleep in this bra still because it's more comfortable than sleeping in my other bras. But it is like super supportive and really compressive. So like you feel it like swooping you up, literally. Like if ever they decided to make a sports bra that actually was the best sports bra in the world, I would nominate this, because this bra is where it's at. As ugly as it is where it's at. But so the first transition bra I got this one from Amazon, and it was only like $20, I believe. 21, 25, something like that. But this bra, it does latch in the middle as well, and then the straps latch on as well. There's 3 levels. There's this one, and then there's this one, and then there's the one that is currently on. This was the bra that I had ended up changing into. So after like 5 days in this bra, I told you guys, like, I got tired of the way I smelled, so I showered and this bra stunk. So I tried this bra on and I washed this bra. You're not supposed to change it for a week, but I still changed it into this one. They said it was perfectly fine with me doing that anyways. But this bra, there's pros and there's cons to it. So after I finally like got out of this bra and put this bra on, it was kind of a relief, because it was like free the nipple. That's practically how it feels, you know, free the nipple, because it's like really thin material, and there's a little bit of padding. I don't know if you guys could see it. Yeah, there's a little bit of padding, and it's really thin material, so it practically feels like free the nipple, but it is not as supportive as this bra or the other bras that I'm going to show you. I would most not, let me re-say that. I will not recommend sleeping in this bra. I slept in this bra and I woke up and my nipples are just, they're not here for it. They are really sore. My sides were really hurting, because I told you guys they cut up on the side. It's painful. It was horrible. I would not suggest sleeping in this bra, but if you're just gonna wear this bra for a few hours, it works, but it is not, in my opinion, the best bra to get. But it works if you gotta make it work. And then the bras that they wanted us to get, they're called She Fits. So I went ahead and I ordered 2 bras from them, and I actually have on one of them now, but this is the other one. I like love these bras because you could like, this is the strap, you could push it through here to adjust it to make it, you know, tighter or looser. And then it has 2 latches, and then it has the zip. And then also on the back or the bottom, well, the back and the bottom technically, it has it like this, so you could just loop it through to take it on and off. And these are really supportive too. They're a little bit more supportive than the post-surgery bra or the surgical bra, but they're like a push-up version of the surgery bra. That's how I'm gonna explain it. Like, they push your boobs up, but they are really, really supportive. I do actually like these bras. Like I said, I do have this bra on currently, and it is comfortable. It's not like beating into my sides on my scars like this one was. And it's also not as, I don't know, not as covering as this one, because like this bra goes up all the way to like underneath your underarm. It even goes like in your underarm. These bras don't. But for the moment you guys have all probably been waiting for, I'm gonna go ahead and reveal what my boobs look like now. Right now, I'm going to show you guys exactly what I'm working with. So they told me that they were able to take it down to a size D cup, which, you know, I'm happy because I said either a C or a D, you know. That's what they told me it was going to end up as anyway. I'm happy because it's smaller than what it was. So without further ado, it is reveal time. So this is the She Fit bra that I have on. This is what I'm looking like from the front. This is what I'm looking like from the side. I'll stand up so you guys could see a little bit more. And then, like, let me see if you can see them. There's some of my scars right there. Some scars right there. And all in all, I mean, for now, I'm happy with the size. I'm not too happy about the way they look like. But, you know, it does take time for your boobs and stuff to actually heal. I think mine's look a little deformed. Like, it's like this, if that makes sense. Like, it's like a regular boob, but it goes in a little bit on the sides. And then my nipple is like right here. Right here. I feel like it's a little too high up, but she says it takes time for them to like settle and sit right now because they took everything from underneath my breast. Everything all, well, the breast tissue is all pushed up on the top. She said, but eventually it'll settle down to the bottom and they'll sit like regular boobs and sit nice and not look fake. That's the plan. And that's the end of this video for this part 2 of my breast reduction. I'm probably going to make another video maybe sometime next week. I'm just not exactly sure when. Probably after my next appointment. But go ahead and like, comment, and subscribe. And thank you guys for watching this video. Do not forget to go ahead and comment down suggestions for future videos. And other than that, thank you guys.